Hey, good morning, Donnie. How you doing, man? Good to see you. So good to see you, man. And there's Miss, is that Miss Yolanda Pulley? Wow, man, it's a true honor. I don't do these much, but when you call, I'm compelled to answer. And Yolanda being on here is a special treat. If I can call you Yolanda or Miss
Absolutely.
Pulley, absolutely
Thank
good
you.
to see you.
Miss Pulley, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Well, Yolanda is always a day for Yolanda, but I'm too blessed to be stressed and too anointed to be disappointed.
Does that mean you're running for mayor?
I haven't thought about that one yet. I don't
Mm.
What's up, Miss Bully? How you been?
know. I'm good, Donnie. How you been?
Been doing all right. Mr. Haney, where are you?
I'm in Sacramento, California. Heading down in a couple hours to Monterey, Pebble Beach area for a day. Then I've got a conference that starts Thursday evening. So
Are you
about
playing golf? Are you there primarily for golf?
no, I'm primarily here to advocate for the people, and it's always business, man. It's always business. But there's a balanced life. So golf is always included in a balanced life as well as family, man.
And what's that insignia all over your shirt there?
Hey, so this is the Most Worshipful Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Maryland, of which your membership is sitting on everyone's desk waiting. You've been so busy. And by the way, the Grand Master, myself, Kathy, man, we are so proud of you. Down the street 2 Fridays ago, the entire state came out in honor of you. Unfortunately, we were in another part of the country and we couldn't attend, man, but our prayers and blessings were with you. We were uh, teary-eyed, teary-eyed proud of what happened that day down at Unity Place, man. With you, we got a chance to watch a bit of stream that someone did, and the pictures of you and Don Moore and other significant people that honored what you have done, Donnie. It can't be understated. It just can't be understated, man. So the Grand Master of Most Worshipful Prince Hall Grand Lodge, of which our governor and every major politician is a member of, just continue to commend you, man. And we can't wait to get your personality and your value as a human being into this wonderful organization that encompasses every major Black organization in the country, one that was significantly involved in the civil rights era from Thurgood Marshall and Thurgood Marshall Amenity Center over in West Baltimore and funding that and funding Martin Luther King, man. Understanding now is the time, Donnie, man. There is so much going on in this world, man. It is unbelievable. Tomorrow marks 6 months. Tomorrow marks 6 months, Donnie, that Donald Trump has been in office, man. In the next 6 months, starting the 18th, oh my God. Oh my God.
All right, Mike, you have to share this mic a bit. Miss Pulley, let's start with you. Any thoughts on your president?
My president, I didn't vote for the guy. I seen turmoil coming before it actually hit. So no, that's not my guy. I think that he's a complete nut job. Just being honest. I mean, the way that he speak, the way that he handles things, the names that he called bills is just ridiculous. The big beautiful bill. Who names a bill the big beautiful bill?
A freak. Let me ask you this. Do you think the bullet, the assassin, was real?
No. No, I think it was just to give voters sympathy, and it worked. And you had a lot of people probably from the mountains of everywhere that probably never voted, didn't vote, that came out to vote for him because they thought that he was trying to be assassinated. And thank God they ain't try to pin it on a black man.
Mr. Haney, any thoughts on the assassination attempt on the president like a year ago? Do you think that was real?
Hey, well, first of all, let me push back a bit on Miss Yolanda in terms of the craziness of Donald Trump. It doesn't speak to Donald Trump. It speaks to us as a people in this world, right? Because guess who elected him at the end of the day? And he is our president. So it speaks to where we are as a country and as a people. And when you go and look at the rest of it, right, be it state government, locally, Democratic, Republican, Green Party, Independent, he called the incumbent mayoral candidate from New York called a communist, right? Sounds like McCarthy era politics, right? We are in crazy times, and Donald Trump is this indication of where we are as a people because he didn't get there by one vote. You know what I'm saying? He got there by a consensus of crazy people out there. So we got to get real in terms of what the real issues are out there, from the Epstein files to Governor Westmore giving 60 federal laid off employees $700 loans, right? There's a multitude, over 27 people in New Jack City, which is what the terminology being used out there in Baltimore in the world now, that were seized and hospitalized as a result of a bad drug out there. There is, a ball of confusion. What is the world today? It
Well,
isn't a matter
stop,
of
Mike. Let me just help you out. Miss Pulley, are any thoughts on the multiple deaths as we understand it? There were multiple deaths from a heroin laced with antifreeze.
They weren't die. They didn't die. They didn't die.
Well, we have conflicting information. So, the mayor stood up there and said one thing, but the streets told us another thing. The streets told us, because I was out there, I'm always out there.
Yeah.
They'll talk to us before they talk to anybody else. It was the streets said it was 45 overdoses and 45 overdoses and 11 deaths. So who are we supposed to believe? The ones that's out there every day with their loved ones, their friends, their families, the people that they hate, or we supposed to believe what politics say? So I'm going
I
with
can understand. I can understand why the politicians don't want to put it out there. 15.
I can understand that too, but we can't keep lying to the people. That's the problem.
Well, why don't they want to
Nobody's
put it
been
out
lying
there?
to the people. You know, when you go through Penn North, that there's an evil spirit in the air. There's too many people standing around with a cop car with blinking lights for us to be confused to think that something good is happening over there.
Well,
It's
no
just
one
like
said.
going to the ATM after 2 a.m. Nothing good happens after 2 a.m. at the ATM.
Correct. So the when you get up there and say, things are working on Pennsylvania Avenue and we're working this and we're working that and we have all these people out here, but Yolanda and nobody else ever sees it, that's a problem for me. When we're saying that all the resources in the library, but everybody else is outside, what if they don't want to go into the library to receive their resources? And another thing, you have police that sit there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you mean to tell me that nobody seen nothing, nobody heard nothing until it actually happened? The problem is that you want to be reactive instead of proactive. Everybody knows about Pennsylvania Avenue. This didn't just happen with 27 overdoses. Somebody overdoses on Pennsylvania Avenue every day. The problem is it became an embarrassment for the city when 27 people dropped.
Man, drug addiction, just like homelessness, is a business. It will never end in a city like Baltimore. It's a business. Can you imagine? Look at all the foundations and nonprofits, so to say, that responded, with their people out there in masks and gloves, etc. They're getting paid. Executive directors making $250,000. They don't want drug addiction to end, because what happens to their business model, right? Just like homelessness. Homelessness not going to end. The city is invested in a hotel, right? That they said that they put tens of millions of dollars down there on Gay Street for homeless and drug addicts. Who wants that to end when people getting paid? Let's get real about it.
Oh,
There's
I've
no,
been real about it. I've been saying that, our pain is their gain. Nobody wants to stop what's going on because it is a business. But unfortunately, it's on the backs of us. And then you have small nonprofit organizations like mine. We go out there and everything that we do, we make them look good. And I told them that. I said, every life that we save, y'all take the credit for it. Every time that we talk somebody off the ledge, y'all take the credit for it. And at what point are we going to say, nah, we're not doing this anymore? Because just like you said, it's a business, but the only one that's dying is us. And like I said, in order to understand the people, you have to be one of them. One of those
Collateral
addicts
damage.
that died last year on
Collateral
Pennsylvania from
damage.
Pennsylvania Avenue fentanyl was my son's father. So this is personal for me.
I hear you, Yolanda. Unfortunately, it's collateral damage, just like the over 2 million people that died during the pandemic in the U.S., right? Which is the number one health, has one of the largest health industries in the world. And then over in Africa, less than 200,000, and they call that a third world toilet, right? Because, healthcare is monetized over here, and it's all about the money, man. Do you get a couple of $1 million a year for your nonprofit business to go out there and advocate? You get that kind of money. The opioid, they just settled opioid with the opioid producers over $400 million a city. Where's that money? Where is it going?
It's going to what they call harm reduction. Now, from my understanding, like these little kits that they're giving out, that
Narcan.
don't speak for a snorter or a pill popper. You're targeting a certain group, which is a shooter. And everybody in Baltimore City does not shoot heroin nor cocaine. So what about those that demographic that you left out? And my thing is that why is nothing setting in place? We're not telling people don't do what you want to do. We're telling you not to do it outside where it become a safety and a health hazard. Because when I see police going around these ones that's nodding out in the middle of North Avenue or Pennsylvania Avenue, and basically like you're ducking out a pothole, that's the problem.
The city has legal shooting galleries, right? And where
Not
they
yet.
give people that they got legal shooting galleries.
No, they
Some of
don't
these
have it yet. They
nonprofits,
have the vending machines.
some of these nonprofits have places that people can go and safely shoot
I haven't seen any
nods,
yet.
right? There was a couple on 2 weeks ago when it came out that all these people had overdosed that said that they have places that people can go and legally shoot, right? And nod out so that at least they're in a safe place if something happens, right?
Their safe place. What about our safe place? We don't deserve to see that every day. We don't, and our children don't deserve to go out there and want to walk to school and got to step over somebody's family member because they're nodded out or they're to the point where we're about to OD. Now the
Damn.
crazy part is that they gave out all this Narcan, and guess where this Narcan ended up at? Matter of
Where?
fact, I had pictures in my phone that I told my best friend to take the other day, Saturday, when somebody else OD'd on Pennsylvania Avenue. It was boxes of Narcan, unopened Narcan laying on the ground. They don't want Narcan. And when you put when the news put the stuff out there, because we know what that looked like. This is no different when China White first hit Baltimore City. It was massive overdoses, but when we was out there the other day, and we were standing with all these elected officials and everybody that's out there and, making a big spectacle in front of the news, and we care and we this, that, and the third. A guy walked up and said, "Where that stuff at?" I said, "Sir, do you know where you at? Do you know who you're standing around?" So when you put out that overdose thing, that only drew more addicts to Pennsylvania Avenue. And the crazy part about it is walk past Pennsylvania Avenue right now. There's not one resource out there. There's not one elected official. There's not one camera, but those addicts and those drug dealers are back.
Listen, we missed the mark as Black people, man. We think that, hey, this was the epicenter of Freddie Gray, where Elijah Cummings, Catherine Pugh, all the politicians, the governor, the lieutenant governor, everybody marched linked in arm in 2015 when the riots, right? And to Donnie's point, 2 weeks ago, blaring police lights right down there, understanding what's happening in the 10 years since Freddie Gray. Has that area improved? Because it's not
No.
intended to improve. It's not
No, but
infringement.
my from my understanding from
Somebody said
talking
it was
to Senator
okay.
Anton, huh?
Somebody said it was okay for the addicts to convene at Penn North. Somebody is okay with that.
Yeah, they all okay with it. Oh, but they're ready to tear down the health department. They're about to tear the health department down. This is Yolanda. We're investing $50 million here, and it's coming. We're tearing down the library, and we're gonna turn it around, and we're gonna put apartments over top of it, and we're gonna put Charm TV right here. So my question was, how many people is that gonna save?
And then you have a few blocks down a successful image center, right? That's very successful. Coppin State, not very far off. See, we do what we want to do as a society, as a government. And when we look at Westmore, who I think is a phenomenal politician, I really do. And, does he employ enough of us strategically to help with some of these initiatives? Because I believe we could figure it out. Give us the $500,000. Let Yolanda's organization, let Doni create a mega media giant that could, really penetrate the issues in our community. But how many checks do you write to politicians, Yolanda? Have you written a $10,000 check?
I wish I would.
You wish you could, or you
No, I
would?
wish I would. No, I will not do that.
Well, maybe that's why we continue to get what we get, because we don't understand the nature of the game. But yet, when the white
No, we
people do
understand
it,
the nature of the
no,
game, but
no,
I'm not
no,
going to
no.
fund somebody's nonsense.
What I'm saying, Yolanda, maybe it is nonsense, but if we understand that funding mechanism gives us the inroads to get cash, so that we can do something. Because if we continue to let the ones that do it, then they continue to get what they get, unless we're willing to play the game the way the game's defined, and then get our hands on it too, so that we can do what it is that you say we do, which is some good. We're not going to get. It's just a constant cycle, man. We got to understand the game.
We understand the game. I understand the game, but unfortunately, I haven't found anybody out there that I'm willing to back nor say that I put my name on the line. I don't even care about the money. I care about my name. It takes forever to build your name up, but it takes one person to tear it down. And for me to stand beside somebody and say that I endorse this person or I'm going to help fund their campaign when they don't even have a vision for Baltimore, when we're not technically helping. So you want me to pay into a system that's supposed to pay me back? No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, so that goes to the model that we stand for something to fall for anything.
Michael, let's shift gears here for a second. I'm hearing that the PFK Boom / Jamal Bryant video is back.
What's PFK?
Well, see, if you were from the community as Yolanda and I are, then you wouldn't really need.
Well, I take direct offense to that, because you don't want me to deal with that. I take direct offense from that. I probably live closer to the city than you may live.
No, then you should know PFK
Boom.
Boom.
Educate me. Don't insult me.
Okay, I apologize.
As well you should.
Okay, well, hold up.
I ain't holding up. Go ahead and apologize and then educate me.
Well, I'll apologize after you wipe that smudge off of your camera screen, because
when you apologize,
you look really ghostly.
It will be wiped off. We do enough of this. Tell me what it is. Educate me. What do you want me to do? Fake it and just say something that I don't know? Educate me.
10 years ago, Jamal Bryant got chased out of Gilmore Homes by PFK Boom. He said, "Why are you here? If you ain't gonna be about the liberation of black people, then leave."
I recall that.
Oh, well, that video is
didn't know that PKA. Didn't understand that PKA dynamics.
No, P as in Paul, F as in
right.
Okay.
Frank?
F as in Frank. Yeah, PFK Boom. Yeah, you get the gist, right, Miss Polly? But nonetheless, why is it resurfaced? Is it because Jamal is doing such a good job with the Target boycott? Because he is.
Excellent job.
I don't know why anybody would resurface that video. Maybe they wanted to just expose Jamal Bryant for what he is. You know, he went down there like he was dressed like a gang member and, you know, tied a scarf on his head.
I
He just
remember
looked
that.
ridiculous. Standing there with the big baggy clothes on, looking like a 1970s, 80s, no, I'm going to say 90s, big clothes gangster. And, you know, you didn't even look like you fit nor represent what you're standing out here trying to get. So,
Right.
no, me personally, I would not have recreated the video, but I definitely find it hilarious.
So it sounds
And
like what's
PFK Boom
happening.
was right.
Sounds like what's happening is that it's coming back to Donnie's point because of his effectiveness and what money is filtrating out there to distort his credibility so they can knock him off the pole. Because see, he's affecting a lot of people's money, and that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? They go right at up.
Let's talk about the church in West Baltimore. When I look at historic Pennsylvania Avenue and I hear all of this concern, my big question is, where is the church? Now you got Simmons Memorial. They're very active always right there at Pennsylvania and Cumberland. No one can deny Reverend Dwayne Simmons' church's outreach. But there are other churches who are right there. There are other churches that come from that area. I mentioned New Psalmist in a conversation last night. Oh, no, you can't touch New Psalmist. Why the hell can I? New Psalmist started right there on Franklin Street, and this was long after the exodus on Liberty Road. I understand your mega church need more space. I'm just saying the mega church is really needed. And, we need the church people where the problem is. Like the Dope Triangle, Penn North, Pennsylvania Lawrence. We love seeing P.M. Smith come all the way from Northeast Baltimore to Pennsylvania Avenue. He comes there. Very few do that. And so I'm just wondering, what is the role of the church in
The church
Pennsylvania?
has failed the people, unfortunately. And they did that a long time ago. You know, back in the day, my grandmother and them still has a church on Fulton and Baker. And the way that we grew up, when they first opened up the church, I remember them knocking on the door and asking permission to put the church in the neighborhood and tell them the vision that they had for the church that they was putting in their neighborhood, and everyone was invited. That's not what's going on today. What's going on today is that you have too many preachers that want to be celebrities, and that does not work. You know, you can't intertwine the two. Pastor Simmons, nobody should be able to speak on Pennsylvania Avenue church help without not going to Pastor Simmons first. They should always go to Pastor Simmons. This man feeds over 1,000 people a week. Over 1,000 people a week. And you telling me about the little white one over around the corner that's helping every Saturday and Sunday giving away food. I said, well, did anybody go ask Pastor Simmons? Did he need any help? No, they did not. They shun Pastor Simmons because they know. And those people around there, regardless of whether the amount of calls that I received from Pastor Simmons, Yolanda, I need you to talk to such and such. And I do it, you know, because he called me, he believed in me enough to call me and say, Yolanda, I need your help. And, you know, I don't ever mind helping Pastor Simmons. But the thing is that they will not give Pastor Simmons a dime for his outreach. You know what one of the politicians told me? Well, he either needs to shut down his church and open up a community center, or he needs to keep it as a church.
So let's be honest. Some churches are a problem.
Yes. There's a lot of churches that's the problems. The ones that hide behind the robe in the pulpit. The ones that don't come outside unless there's a camera out there. The ones that want to sit on Fox 45 News and complain and don't fix nothing. Like, this is not an East Baltimore issue. This is not a West Baltimore, South nor East. I mean, West. This is a whole city problem. And when we sit in our silos and we think that we only should help one community, that's a problem, because as soon as they're done with this community and you fix this one, they only going to go to another one.
Okay, right now we have some new people in city affairs. We know about Shalonda Stokes' Downtown Partnership. and we got what is it, David Thomas? What's the guy? Greater Baltimore Committee.
Yeah, I know you talk about the one from Philadelphia, from Pennsylvania. Yeah, I forget his
David
name.
Anthony Thomas.
Yeah, David,
You also have Otis Rowley, who is now running Baltimore Development Corporation. Any thoughts on blacks now heading the Greater Baltimore Committee? Remember, Don Fry led that for years. They've never had a black leader. And then Baltimore, Greater Baltimore Committee, and then Baltimore Development Corporation. They've never had a black leader either.
Yeah, you're right, Donnie. But we continue to talk about the fact that who really runs the city. Do we have figureheads? And who really runs the city, right?
What are you talking about, the Jewish community?
Hey, listen, I'm not getting into that. What I'm saying is that, do we own the institutions? Do we own the real estate? Or are we putting in people in place? Do they have the real power? We know that city planning is the real power in Baltimore, and who controls that? Let's get housing.
Do they have any blacks on the planning? Do they have any blacks on planning?
We always have blacks in planning, just like when Graziano was in Baltimore and he headed up housing. Who runs housing? To keep Section 8 housing and subsidized housing where it is, and will Otis Rowley really have an effect on the landscape of business development in Baltimore? We'll see. But, usually the old money determines what happens. Just like I mentioned to Yolanda, they're the ones that invest in the politicians and put in place who they want. How does Jim Smith become the chief of staff for Brandon Scott from Baltimore County unless it's predetermined? The former county. No, the former county. Oh, you talking about O'Malley?
He served Catherine Pugh, sir.
Yeah, he served. Well, he also was in. I thought that he also transitioned into Brandon Scott's administration initially as well, right? Wasn't he kind of a holdover? The point of it is that when you get this old, when you get this old money, you get this old money.
No, Brandon had Jim Shea. Jim
Shea. My apologies, right? But you understand what I'm saying. So we have these positions of power, but do we really have the power to enact and evoke change?
And do we pass the ball in the black community? Yolanda Pulley, Mark Morial has headed the National Urban League for over 20 years. Is he going to let anyone else shoot the ball?
Well, a lot of these people want to die in position. And, because they like the power. It's not even about the money. It's about the power that comes with the position.
It absolutely is about the money.
It's not. It's about the power. I'm telling you, it's not about the money.
About the money. Just like
the mayor don't get paid hardly nothing. Everybody on his staff gets paid
that ain't the money, the paycheck.
Let the lady speak, Michael Aynie.
No, we're having an interaction. So let us interact, please. Okay? Go ahead, Yolanda.
Mike Aynie, I ain't Jamal Brown and you ain't PFK, okay?
I love you too. That's why you have me on here.
Please.
Well, the problem is that, it's not about the money. It's about the position of power that they hold and what they think that they can control. Right. So the mayor is the least paid person basically on his staff. Everybody gets paid almost more than the mayor. He makes what, $210,000, and then you have a deputy, a CAO that comes in and makes more than you. You have a police commissioner that makes more than you. You have your cabinet makes more than you. It's about the political power that they can will and make backdoor deals. It's not about the money. It's about that power that they want.
So the position of mayor influences billions of dollars, right? So Brandon Scott only is making $195,000 when you look at his paycheck. That's not the point. It's not his paycheck. That's not where he may be getting paid. He may be getting paid in 8 years when he's out of offices in other ways and other avenues, right? Being able to influence money. See, we fail to understand the real strategy of this thing. Just like Steny Hoyer. Steny Hoyer is almost 100 years old, and he's contemplating whether he's going to run again. Now, maybe it's not Steny, Maybe it's the people around him say, nah, man, we need your boat. We need you to bring money back to the district. We need you to make sure we have military bases. We need you to make sure of this. It's your influence to help us get to these contracts. We have to understand the real dynamics of money.
Okay, JoJo, you want to cut your camera on?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
How you doing? Welcome to the show.
I'm just passing through YouTube, sitting at my desk. You two brothers seem like you may be the age of my uncles or a little bit younger, but I don't put no pressure on the older generation. But my generation is saying, why do y'all keep saying we? It ain't no we. We are at war, bro. We are prisoners of war here. We were brought here, and we're saying we. Like, I don't get where y'all, like my brothers I deal with, we like, yo, why y'all saying we? They don't consider us in the decisions they make. You know what I'm saying? Like black, I'm just talking to the black men up here. Why are y'all saying we? It ain't no we. Look what they done to our people. And y'all, like, we looking at y'all like, yo, y'all are too passive. Now, I'm going to be honest. I was raised like a lot of my friends in the AME church. The AME church does nothing for us at this point.
Where'd JoJo go?
Man,
JoJo?
I'm just passing through. I'm just passing through your channel, sitting at my desk at YouTube but I'm just wondering why y'all say we. It ain't no we. And we letting our sisters down, bro, because they need us. And the black men are saying we connected to this European, Anglo-Saxon, Caucasian, and they don't look at us as we. So I just wanted to understand it,
What
because
would
I
you
know y'all
suggest,
talking about.
JoJo?
Say that again.
What would you suggest?
Bro, we got to get busy for our sisters. What are you talking about? It ain't no
Well,
we.
time out, JoJo. What makes you think we aren't?
Right here, looking at YouTube, being passive. The work ain't on YouTube. The work ain't on YouTube. Look, bro, I got kids. We are dead, black man. We are dead. Our sisters are looking at us, calling them bitches and hoes and degrading music, saying, dang, bro, they making us bop our heads to this music. And they talking about us. They talking about your aunts, your uncles, your sisters. No radio station does what we do. You know what I'm saying? You can't click on a white radio station and they talking about a hoe, a thought, I'ma kill them. We like, bro, we got to get busy, man. Black man, I don't know who hearing this. I know y'all at the beginning of this podcast, meaning in terms of numbers, but there are two different people on YouTube. It's the entertainment value, which I get. I totally understand it. And then there's the call to action value. And I think you brothers look very similar to me and my uncles. You guys could pull the call to action, and it ain't no we, bro. Stop that. When you say we, brothers like me distance ourselves from you because you don't look back at the history that was done to our people. We don't do that
You're
to
passing some judgments, JoJo. You're
But
speaking
it's
out of
okay.
school.
Let's hear him out. Let's hear him out.
No. All I'm
You're
saying is
speaking
I'm
out of
just sitting at
school.
my look. All I'm saying is I'm sitting at my job, passing through YouTube because I'm forced to sit in this desk for 8 hours to help fuel economy. Right? They don't say
No, you
these
don't
are
have to sit at the desk.
Where you at, JoJo?
Okay.
Okay, well, it's important, Donnie. So to his point, I hear what he's saying, but he missed a lot of the conversation, and maybe he's a first-time viewer. Maybe he didn't understand. So the we wasn't so much a we in the larger context of society. Maybe it was a we in the sub
See,
demographic.
we could also mean
So,
the people, the
what?
descendants of the people who have already been here. Big.
Well, that's
Not
what we were
all of us
talking
buy
about.
this. Let me just get this one put in. Not all of us buy the storyline that black people came to America in the bottom of a slave ship. Some of us have the belief, the mindset that we had already been here. So when we say we, when I say we,
Right.
I'm talking about this land that your grandfathers and my grandfathers fought for, built. Are we outnumbered? A lot of times I wonder, do we realize we are 15% of the population? What in the hell do you expect us to do at 15%? Are you talking about going to revolution, all out revolution?
Well, the complexity of the situation
that's
is
like
that
going down there in the subway and messing with them hoppers, and there's 20 of them, and you by yourself, and you wonder how that's going to turn out.
so you were talking about, Donnie. We got a black governor, black mayor. You mentioned GBC,
Largest
black,
black caucus in the
all these black, and the perception of our young people, valued persons such as JoJo, was that we don't have no power. And this is what we were talking about earlier in
we
terms
do
of
have power.
well, Donnie, what I'm saying is that if we stop listening to JoJo's and not educating and hearing his perspective, as he said, of a Generation Z or Y, whatever, right? Because all of this appointed or elected power that looks like us, is it really power or is it
But
power
remember, they the ones
fairness?
that bought into the
Power
system.
fairness.
It's
Who brought
power
it to the
when it's used. Marion Barry had the power, and he used it for the people. Maynard Jackson had the power, and he used it for the people.
different times.
Hey, every era
But
has their
politics
leaders.
stays the same, remember? You said buy into them so they can pour into you. For what? That does not help my people. It helps me become better established. But what does it do for everybody else?
So Yolanda, I hear what you're saying. What I'm saying to you when I meant to
You got
buy
a lot of
into them.
excuses, Mike.
No
You
excuses.
got a lot of excuses.
So Yolanda, what I was saying is that the traditional politics, right, is incumbent on money and special interests, right? So we allow our politicians to be bought out by special interests that doesn't always represent our community, and therefore our black
Like the
politicians'
Democrats.
allegiance is there.
Like the Democrats in general.
Absolutely. The Democrats are, probably the biggest perpetrator of a fraud that we'll ever see, because they get our leaders in place and they twist them the way that they want to.
So one thing JoJo may want to know is that we were a part of not voting for the typical Democrats who have pimped our community for the past 50, 60 years. We have been a part of bringing in monies to North Avenue to the tune of $50 million that started with the efforts of a Republican, an effort that we collectively did because we were sick and tired of Kathleen Kennedy Townsend disrespecting the black community. We were sick of Peter Franchot and his little damn gold coins. So there are some things that we did do to effect change in our community.
Well, maybe we have to define we, Donnie. Maybe JoJo needs a definition of we. So, even to your point of we,
I'm very good about the we.
How are we defining we? Maybe he looked at it in the larger context of a mixed demographic society, and not.
Or maybe he's talking about the we who make up 40% of the people in the prison systems across America. Maybe that's the we he's talking about.
Yeah, well, we got to define it, and he's got to define we. But he does make a point in terms of we as a strategy, so that we accomplish more than what we're accomplishing now, man.
Because and I didn't make hoes and the B word popular in hip hop music, so I didn't do that. Now,
so when we're talking about
what we gonna do about that fentanyl up there in Penn North? What we gonna do about that?
Right, that part.
Are we gonna
see the weed? It's two different weeds.
Because I already heard them shooting the day of at Penn North. Street justice.
I think we should try to get. What I think we should do is try to get Yolanda one of them rich $2-3 million contracts from that $400 million that they got in the opioid settlement, and Pastor Simmons get him some more money so that he can have a really thriving organization.
Penn North.
Right. So this is what we need to do. We need to get our hands on the money, but unfortunately, where the money sits with, say, for instance, Brandon Scott, there's already Catholic Charities, Associated Catholic Charities, additional
Catholic Charities clearly don't know what the hell they doing.
That's right, but they get the money because they got the power. That's the only
They got the power, but they don't have the wherewithal.
Why shouldn't Yolanda get $2 or $3 million? Yolanda, you know what to do with it, or you going to take a trip to the Bahamas?
Hey, Yolanda, what do you think of Murder Mall now being replaced?
Don't make no twisted faces. They do that.
Yeah, but see, the difference is the two different we's. It's we that have money and the we that do not have the money. That's where the we's
You may not
lie.
have the money, but you have people power.
Correct. And I like people power more than money power.
I'll never forget the day Obama was elected. There were lines out the door at William Penderhughes at 7 a.m. Don't tell me black people don't vote. Black people do vote. We just got to give them something to vote for.
Something to vote for. So
do we have something to vote for now?
I mean, I think of Elijah Cummings. A lot of people may not want to hear it, but the day we saw him up there at Penn North, it was like, damn, it's great to see you. Don't you live around the corner? Because we ain't seen you in a minute.
He did not live around the corner. He had a house around the corner, but he did not live around the corner. You forgot I lived right there. And every time that me and my children, had to go to the clinic or go to Pennsylvania Avenue, we always walked past his house because of the route that we took. And it was never nobody in that house, ever. Never seen nobody go in, never seen anybody come out.
Maybe it was affecting change on a larger level, like John Lewis. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he knows.
Rocky Moore Cummings ain't never live over there.
He ain't never live over there.
Well, you're talking about his wife now, right? And so she does a lot of DC based stuff, just like her business does. But
she wanted to be the congresswoman.
Yeah, she wanted to take his place, but the political apparatus wouldn't allow that.
They were like, "We don't know you.
Yeah,
we know him. We don't know you."
Yeah, he's like a John Lewis, Yolanda. So sometimes our politicians, just like Wes Moore now, is traveling the country, right? Because they're using him to get as a litmus test whether the Democrats have a message that's powerful enough in 2028 to put a president in the White House, the Democrats, right? And so we'll see in the next year whether it's him or Gavin Newsom, because unfortunately Shapiro out of Pennsylvania, one of the more controversial states in election, they're not ready for a Jewish governor or a Jewish president. And I think Shapiro is probably the best.
The only thing that we'll ever be ready for is a white male as president. That is insane to me.
Well, if you're a Democrat, if you look at Democrat, Republican, maybe we need a third party. Maybe we all need to get behind Elon Musk. He surfaced some shit. Elon Musk he found out something so compelling and dangerous that he backed off, man. Was like, oh my God, what did I run into here? Can you imagine? Tomorrow is the 6-month point.
Get what? Deported. Listen, JoJo is back. Go ahead, JoJo. JoJo. You got to unmute yourself, JoJo. Okay, well, maybe not.
You want Elon Musk to get deported? What did he do to you?
We waste $1 trillion a year. We got money. We need to come together with our power.
That's real. But how do we do that? Conquer and divide.
And
that's what they do with us.
Gotta fix. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna fix our problems for us but us. Big ups to Yolanda. Would you agree that us is out there in the streets?
I guess not. I guess you don't agree.
My mom always told me if I don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
Huh?
Ooh. Okay. All right. So let me ask you this, Yolanda. I've been wanting to ask you. We only got 13 minutes. What's up with that 41st district? What's up with Jill Carter's seat?
Well,
what happened to the black people up in Edmondson Village?
That's my district, and don't offend me.
It's also my district.
Y'all let Angela Gibson up there in that damn state central committee.
Yeah, because she's owned. She's owned. I told you how the power runs and work. What's that undercurrent?
How y'all vote for owned people?
Malcolm Ruff should have got that position anyway. For real. The people wanted Malcolm, but guess what? The money and the undercurrent, right?
Lakeisha Brown, Wright Eel, and Angela Gibson voted for Dahlia Attar.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe Martin O'Malley made them do that. Maybe that's why J.D. Merrill's back at City Hall. Do we ever get rid of that pollution?
Are you talking about the O'Malley clan?
Well, the O'Malley Mafia, whatever they call it. I don't know. You still got symptoms of Mayor Schaefer in there too, right? Old money, man.
Well, big ups to Ricky Smith. I saw him down in Atlanta. He now runs the busiest airport in the world. Of course, he was running Thurgood Marshall, and then some
I
of them
predicted
O'Malley
that.
people came hunting for him
I
again.
predicted that a year ago that he was going to go to Atlanta. I publicly predicted he was going to Atlanta.
Well,
Maryland didn't appreciate it.
Maryland didn't appreciate him. What's the
They didn't
Secretary of
appreciate it.
Transportation name?
Wiedefeld, he's gone.
Wiedefeld. He's
He's gone.
gone.
Yeah, he resigned last week.
Did he?
Yep, he's gone.
Why?
Well, because
Why they leave him in there so long?
maybe
Stalking Ricky.
because he had that political power, man, a connection to Washington, D.C. See, we have to do some civic lessons in terms of real civics underneath and how you get real dirty with this political game, man. We don't necessarily understand it. And so, JoJo, that we aspect of it is our community. And you talked about us as Black people, what Donnie does, what I do, and what we do on the surface. Obviously, you get to know it. You need to get to know us so you can be part of that we. Because if so, you wouldn't be saying that, JoJo. So maybe you'll come back on, my brother.
Yeah, because it's going to take we. And the thing you're saying about Black men need to step up. When you have been stepping up, when you have been helping to raise other people's children, when you have had to be a father to your neighbors, when somebody comes along and say you ain't doing enough, it's like, come on, man. Take that to the people that it applies to.
Yeah. We got Otis Riley. We got Tom
Rowley.
Rowley.
I'm trying to get some support for this channel, Mike. It's Rowley.
Okay? Riley.
Jeez.
Scott. Brandon. They know who the hell I'm talking about.
Larry Young at? Ain't that your boy?
Who? Larry Young. Why would you say that? That was almost as insulting of what you said before. Is this why you invited me on? Because you can insult me, and I still will come back and be your friend.
Project born in Africa, Mike.
I was born in Africa. What'd you say?
How is your project coming along in Africa?
Hey, matter of fact, we were communicating at 2:00 this morning, man. We're excited. A lot of things happening, Donnie. Matter of fact, hope to be back over there in the next 90 to 120 days. Would love to bring a couple of my colleagues on.
I think it's time, Yolanda.
Yolanda been to Africa. She understands the game.
No, she's ready. She's ready for Mount Kilimanjaro and Ngorongoro crater. And I want her to hang out with the Maasai people and put one of them blankets around her. And bring me a new blanket, Michael.
You need a new blanket?
Yeah, you promised me a blue one.
I thought I gave you a blue one, Donnie.
It's been a year.
Hey, Donnie, let me ask you a question, Yolanda, a question before we get off the air. So what's up with this Epstein stuff, man? What's going on here?
Elon got dirt on Trump, and he's, trying to. Trump is all in the Epstein tapes. Of course he is.
Is he really?
Of course he is.
Wow. Is that why he's slow walking it?
Not only is he slow walking it, he's trying to make it disappear.
It can't disappear.
That's what he thinks that he can make it disappear. He thinks that anybody that have anything on him, and see, this is the thing that I don't like about politics. And when you give one person that sense of power, so Donald Trump gave Elon Musk too much power. He got a taste of that.
Oh, so Elon saw what was on there, and he's been spreading that rumor. Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
No. So what's going to happen is Elon Musk is going to end up running for president. Watch.
If this country votes for him, we already deserve hell because we let other people come here and vote for Donald Trump. Vote for Donald Trump. Go Donald Trump. And then after the election, Donald Trump lied to us. He lied to us. I can't believe you lied to us. Oh my goodness.
Well, they should have been listening to us the whole time. They have been doing that to us the whole time.
Black women told them, don't come over here asking us for sugar honey iced tea. We helped you. We told you not to vote for them. So a hard head lead to a soft, yeah.
Hey, so what's going to happen in the next 6 months? So are the Epstein tapes going to be released? Are we going to be in war with Russia? I think Putin is on them tapes too, man. There's something strange about that relationship, Putin and Trump, man. They got something ain't
I
right
know
there.
Iran said, you come over here swinging on us, we're going to clap back. You can
The
paint
problem
all
is
of the
you have
pictures
two
of the
grown men.
Ayatollah you want. Don't forget 1979 when Black Hawk Down was in Iran.
I got like 13 grandsons. I don't want them overseas in war, man. I mean, we
I
don't
don't want them in
understand
a
it.
war started by a sucker.
Yeah, well, I don't want them in war started by anybody, regardless of a sucker. And so we got to understand the bigger stakes that are happening now, man.
We got to also understand mutually assured destruction.
What does that mean, Donnie?
Any dummy that pushes the neutron bomb button has ended the world. Any dummy.
Well,
Any dummy that pushes that button or threatens to push that button is a threat to all humanity. Because y'all keep looking at these futuristic shows and you don't realize one blink, one bomb, and ain't no more legends around the corner. Ain't no more Royal Farms where I get my damn coffee and my chicken breast. Ain't gonna be no more of that. No more Chipotle. None of that.
You got Netanyahu. You got Putin. You got Trump. You got a bunch of knuckleheads.
Water down in your basement, and your teeth gonna fall out.
Yeah, well, I think it's at a seriouser level than that, man.
You won't be able to get no hair weaves.
Yeah, you got to educate the people, Donnie, man. We're at a serious level, man. You got to take this up a notch, buddy. You got to take this up a notch, buddy.
Don't let me become president.
No, forget that, man. You gotta educate the people, man. That's what this platform's about. I don't think they
I
understand.
think he do a great job at educating people.
No. I'm not. That's why I said he gotta take it up. We ain't questioning the quality. We're questioning the content. We're talking about dope fiends and Narcan, and he's now talking about
white dope fiends. Don't forget the white dope fiends.
Hey, let them go take each other out. Everybody to himself. They want to pop dope. Let them do it.
No,
okay?
they're doing it in
Let's
public.
Talk about that button. Let's talk about that.
We don't shoot dope in public.
Hey, listen, man. Whatever.
They do shoot dope in public. I have seen it. Matter of fact, I seen it on the over there on the over there where Pastor Simmons Church at. They sit right there on the playground and do whatever they do. But they have the authority to do it because you just gave it to them. You gave them the kit for them to get high and called it harm reduction. Now my thing is with that is, why do we hold alcoholics responsible, but we don't hold people who do narcotics responsible? It's still public intoxication.
Yeah. All this is a distraction to the
I want to know why black people stop.
All this is a distraction. It's a distraction. Stop being distracted by this.
We can't stop being distracted. We had 27 people overdosing, and then the news giving out the recipe to destruction. That's only gonna make the next drug dealer go put all that stuff in his heroin, because they know that when people OD, they know that the addict want to be that closer to death than anything possible. It's called chasing the dragon. They want to be that much closer to death. Like I said, all those people, when we came down that first day, I said, y'all down here, but all the addicts is up the street waiting to be served. What is wrong with you? They would know that if they was continually in our neighborhoods. Don't come in when the cameras make your hair look shiny and pretty, or your makeup look good, and don't come in. You're not our savior. You're not our one size fit all quality of life that we need. And I wish they stopped doing that. Stop coming in out and see the thing. We made national news in less than 2 hours with that 27 overdose. And the first thing people started doing was running from Virginia and DC coming up here. We've seen so many different license plates, it was unreal. All on Pennsylvania Avenue, never seen them before. Now I would know because I'm out here all day, every day.
I can just go out back and mix you up a batch or something. You want to put anything up in you? Sheesh.
Hey, it's not like I don't care.
I saw them hit this dude with this Narcan. Look, last week, just in the day, they hit him. He came back to life. Now, I thought he was going to be like a lot of them, like, damn, You woke me up. You messed up my high. This guy got up and I swore he was about to do the happy dance. Really, the Holy Spirit touched him. He was not mad. He was glad. He was one grateful addict. All right. Thank you for joining us today. Yolanda Pulley, Michael Aynie. And this guy, look, he keeps saying, stop saying we. No, young man, it is we. Good morning, world.
I don't think he's associating us with our white counterparts. We're talking about we as black people.
Maybe he got to come and hang around some elders.